I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had.
Watching that little die gave relief, huh?
Vicious.
Vicious die gave me more relief than 1,000 lying. We're back.
Yes.
We watched another movie, which is the format of this show.
We'd kind of train crash if we didn't.
Today we watched nothing. What are we going to talk about? Politics?
How was your day?
Welcome to Politics Defib. Let's make some bad opinions. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Mad Max was not in the movie.
I thought you'd get like oh no, it was a prequel, wasn't
it? Yeah. So we watched it. Once again, we have not talked to each other about it. This is a weird one because I feel like I haven't got a lot to say, and Zach's like bursting. On the drive back, he was like, "I have so much need to say. I've got an essay in my head that I want to pitch."
Definitely didn't say that.
It's a quote. I'm quoting you.
Let's do the spoiler-free version first.
Okay, so we're gonna have a spoiler-free version. Then we have a game where I have a fictional character and I'm going to give Zach hints and he's got to guess it. Then we'll go the absolutely spoilery version. We talk about whatever we want to. And then we've got a game where Zach has written a bad synopsis for a movie and I have to guess what that is. And then that's that. If you haven't watched our Planet of the Apes or listened to our Planet of the Apes episode, maybe give it a go. We talk about apes. It's fashionably late. I don't think when it came out the film's even in the cinemas anymore. But you
can still see it now.
Maybe.
Just
watch it before it goes on streaming, right?
Yeah.
So, spoiler free, Zach, seeing how you're like so eager to get sunk in, why don't you start off? Do you want to just say
I can't say much on this one.
Do you want to just score it? That's kind of how we did Planet of the Apes. We had like a base score.
Obviously I went into the other Mad Max totally wrong.
Yeah.
So I went into this one with the right attitude, knowing what to expect.
And what were you expecting?
Basically that.
Okay.
That was more or less exactly what I was expecting, so I can't say I was disappointed.
Right.
So like I'd give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking 7 or 8.
Yeah.
This seems to be my baseline.
By your voice tone, I feel like it was more 7 than 8.
I think it was more 7. I think I enjoyed Apes more.
Yeah?
Yeah. Obviously, I like a lot of character agency and a lot of characterization. Huh?
You like the first Mad Max?
I liked it more than you. It's still like a 7-8. Like I think it's easily as good as the last one.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the last one since it came out in the cinemas, and that was a long time ago.
I can't remember when that came out.
I think it was almost 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I have like 2013, 2014 in my head. Maybe 2015. Like, it was a while. Yeah. The pacing was weird. Did you feel that? Like, because it was like, it's broke into like 6 chapters. That each like categorize Furiosa's life. Up until Fury Road.
Hmm.
But I just felt like she didn't really have much choice or agency. Like, she didn't really make too many decisions. Things just kind of happened and she got dragged along with it. And like, she made the best out of what was given to her. Yeah. But like, I kind of like stories and characters where they're faced with a choice and they have to make it, and the plot revolves around their agency, not like...
She had a few choices.
Very few of them.
Not many.
Most of it, she was just dragged from one scene to another, or one group of people to another, you know? Which is kind of the point, but it struck me like when they wrote Furiosa's character in the original, they did not have her backstory down. beyond a certain point, and then someone decided that would make a great prequel, and then they kind of scrambled a little bit, because it's very like tightly knit into Fury Road, but I think maybe to a fault.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Like there wasn't. I think it's the problem with prequels a little bit, where there wasn't much.
There's no danger.
Well, and resolution, where you set up like an antagonist or a storyline, and you can't really resolve it. Not when it's this tightly woven, because it's resolved in the next film.
Yeah. So
you kind of just like, you're watching it and you go, well, I know how this plays out, but I'm not going to get to witness it, you know? And I mean, yeah, in terms of like character writing, I wouldn't rate it.
No, but that's not what Mad Max, is it?
Not really, no. You know what? I might say it's actually worse than Fury Road, only for one reason. What Fury Road did amazingly was the vehicular combat. Those set pieces were crazy, and there's actually less of them in this movie.
There is less.
And so therefore, by this one metric, it's worse.
But then there is more story on this one than there is in the first one.
There is, but
the first one literally is a chase scene.
But the story's still, it's not overly layered, really.
No.
It's kind of just presented as is. There is one combat sequence, like the one, and that goes on for like 10-15 minutes, and it's just non-stop, right? And I was enthralled. I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
And then I kind of felt like the movie lost steam a little bit when it got past that point. And it was just figuring out a way how to end it and link it into Fury Road.
Yeah, it's hard to say much more and spoiler-free, but...
You're really good at the spoiler-free part.
Yeah, it's great. I'm really good at it.
It's like, I see there's so much you want to say, but you're just like stuck.
I enjoyed it.
I think...
I'm quite happy with my 8, because I don't think it's on the same level as... It's on like a different chart to the apes.
It does feel weird, doesn't it?
So if I had to say which one because it's weird, because if I say which one I enjoyed more, it was the ape film. Yeah, I gave the apes a 7.5 and this one an 8. But this one is on... I knew what to expect from this.
We're in a weird place, right? Because both these things are about franchises. And the ape movies, you could watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes without watching any of the others. It stands on its own. Even though this is a prequel, I don't think you could watch it before Fury Road. Or I don't think you'd care if you watched it before Fury Road.
I don't know.
Because, like... It felt like it didn't really have a hook. There's nothing to really grab you and drag you. Like, you kind of needed... I got the impression that it kind of was expecting you to have the pre-established
I think knowledge. They all do, though.
Apes didn't?
I mean, they throw Caesar at you, like, 2 seconds in the film.
Yeah, but they set up who Caesar is at the beginning, and I think you could watch that without... Because it's such a time gap.
You can watch it without it, but I think most people have already watched those films.
Yeah.
But
surely a prequel should be able to stand on its own.
I think it would. I think you could watch that one first.
I'm not saying you'd be lost. I'm saying would you care?
I mean, I didn't care when I watched Fury Road.
But this is the problem. This is kind of the other problem with this. It's like I didn't care about any of the characters. Not the antagonist, not Furiosa, not the guy that plays with his nipple. Like,
so there's not many characters you can name.
So you don't really... I don't know. Yeah, you can't really... And Fury Road had this problem a little bit. You can't really latch on to it. But what Fury Road had, that this one didn't, was more vehicular combat. And also...
That's bait.
And the spate. And... This isn't a spoiler note. This is a good note. This is one of my things I had on my notes. Did the CG feel a bit wonky to you in some parts?
Not to my knowledge.
No, it didn't catch you. Okay. There were like a couple bits where like it was obvious they're in front of a green screen. To me. Like, the background seems so flat. And there's other bits like, the siege where the hooks are coming down to pick up the cars. Some of those looked not good. Like, I was very surprised because I was like, this is an expensive movie.
It was like 160 million.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that surprised me. Maybe this is coming from Apes, where obviously that's like top of the line, right? But yeah, it felt a bit wonky to me. But apparently you didn't notice. So
no,
not during the car fights. They all look cool.
All right, but I would say because it's not done very well. I think it's done better than when we last. The opening weekend it did not do very well at all. But
it's long.
yeah, I didn't know how long it was going to be. I expected it was going to be like an hour and a half, but it definitely was longer than that.
It felt too long to me. I kind of felt like it overstayed its welcome. I was ready for it to end, and then it kept going.
No, because I kind of do agree with that.
It's this middle section kind of just like slows to a halt a bit, and then it keeps going, and you're just waiting for it to end. So I think if you want to watch this, my recommendation, at least like Fury Road.
If you don't like Fury Road at all, don't go into this thinking it's going to be much different.
And have patience, because that felt like a 3-hour movie. Well, we went in at 1:45, and we came out at 4.
No, it was half. It started.
We went at 1:45.
Yeah.
And came out at 4.
It's like a 2 hour.
So it's like
film.
2.5 hours. And it felt like it.
Yeah. Might have to knock my score down to 7.5.
I think I've knocked my score down to a 6. Oh, God. The cinematography was good. Editing. What I could talk about is Fury Road's editing felt... They did a smart thing where it was very cutty during the action sequences a lot of the time, but the cinematography kept the action in the center screen, so you didn't get lost for all the fast pace. This film felt like it stayed on the shots a lot longer. It was more of a style I liked, where it gave shots time to breathe. And it really liked zooming in and out of actions, and there was a lot of camera. The camera was very much a character, and I like that a lot. Like, there was a lot of shots and sequences that reminded me of sort of the Raid 2 in style. Especially that one that I'm going to talk about, the spoiler one, because I love this sequence. I think without this sequence, this film might be a 5. It's carrying it. It's got this 6-7 on its head by this one 10-minute sequence. But yeah, that's it. Make sure you like Fury Road.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got 3 hours.
My final score is 7. I'm going to put it down to 7. Just cross out the 8.
6 for me. I think, yeah. Sorry, I didn't.
It's a bit harsh.
I didn't expect to like it less than Kingdom of the Apes.
I was. I just. It was the bit where it's like it felt like it was. There was a point where I was like, surely this is over soon, and that's not a good feeling to have. You shouldn't ever think like that.
And then the ending just stopped.
Yeah, and then the ending was
so you had this weird moment where you're like, okay. Wrap it up, and then it just ceases. It is kind of like a car where it starts really quick, and then just as the film goes out, it just peters out, and then just stops.
That's in the spoiler free.
Yes, spoiler free done.
Let's go to the game. I feel like I'm definitely going to be the first one not to get one of these.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think you're going to mess up?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Zach, it's going to be on this one, but...
I have 5 hints, which are all really fractions of a sentence, like the same sentence. I've got a fictional character. You've got to try and figure out who it is. Are you ready for hint number 1? The hardest hint.
I'm ready.
Has an older brother.
I mean... Compared to what I gave you on the first hint last week, I feel like I was a little bit kinder. I feel like you could have got it from that.
You think I'm being too mean?
I mean, my older brother. There's so many shows we watch. Have an older
what
brother.
If I say, he has an older brother?
He has an older brother.
Who is stronger and bigger than him. There you go. There's at least something to latch on to.
I've also have Jack Bauer.
He has a younger brother, Jack Bauer. You forgot Jack Bauer had a brother, didn't you?
Bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
The Raid?
But that's a movie.
Or is it? It could be movie or TV show. Oh.
No. I mean, I need a character. You just said the Raid.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Raid from the Raid. You mean Rama?
Yeah.
It's not Rama. Though I did consider doing Rama, and then I was like, that'd be too easy to guess. The brother has a newborn son.
Mayans.
No.
Damn,
You said Mayans again!
No! Easy.
Do you think Angel's stronger than Easy?
No, but it was the newborn son.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's good.
Oh,
How
'cause
has Mayans been how's Easy been a really good guess for both of ours? Like,
Because I was thinking Mayans on the first one, and then I was like, no, Easy's not strong. He's a bigger brother, but he's not stronger. And then as soon as you said newborn, I was like, it might actually be Mayans.
no, that's good.
Oh,
That's
I
not
jumped
it.
at that too quickly. It's a newborn son, older brother.
He wants his brother and his brother's son dead.
Oh, dead. He's got a brother who's bigger, stronger, and he's got a newborn baby. But our guy don't like him.
Wants them dead. Both of them.
Lion King. No, I've done it again. Simba. Simba?
Simba?
Mufasa.
What? No, it is not Simba or Mufasa. He needs to be prepared.
I would have got the right film.
Does
Scar.
so I just said Simba. I forgot that Mufasa and Simba had older brothers that have sons that they want dead.
I had a bit of a mare there, but I got to the right answer.
You did, even though you kept saying the movie. Yes. Has an older brother who has a new son. He wants them both dead. He needs to be prepared if he's to become the king. You got it. You got it.
Do you know what's really funny?
You had that first guess.
No.
No.
That was nearly my bad films. It was 50-50,
Oh.
and I went with the other one.
That would have been good.
That would have been crazy.
Oh,
I don't know what I was doing there.
I can't. I'm less surprised about you shouting the movies. I'm more surprised about you shouting Simba and Mufasa.
I got excited because I knew the
Like,
film.
it's Lion King. It's Simba.
I was like, yeah, because I was like, Lion King. No, yes, it's Simba, and I was like, no, it's actually, it doesn't have to be the main character. Good thing I got to the right answer.
Yes.
Just, I kind of
You technically got it on question 3.
I stumbled,
which was the same as me. Just you said the wrong person. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
You take it away because you want to say things. I feel like I've already said my piece. I don't really have much to add on. So like you're holding on to something.
Is that all you've really got to say?
Yeah, that it felt really long and there wasn't much to grab onto for the character's sake.
I mean,
except you know what? The opening, incredibly strong.
Yeah, it was.
But I'm kind of disappointed because I want to stay with the mother. She was my favourite character. Furiosa's mum, stealing bikes, sniping people, like going... I want that. I want a prequel about her. I want that movie.
She was miles away at some of those shots.
Like, I actually think it would have been a better movie if it was about the mother hunting down... Because it would almost parallel Fury Road a bit if it was about the mother hunting down the people to get Furiosa back and then just ends up dying anyway. That... I would like that more as a movie. And I think my biggest problem with Furiosa is I think it felt a bit too much like a retread of Fury Road. I'm sitting there thinking, I've seen this movie a lot of the time, you know? And I thought it was going to end quite a while before Fury Road. this is my presumption, because I don't know why I wouldn't ever recommend doing a prequel that leads directly into the film, because it ends like basically where Furiosa starts, right? And so when like we saw the War Boys, and I went, oh no, I kind of was hoping we'd just have Chris Hemsworth really the whole time, and maybe see a different.
Because they went into the thing which they come out of, don't they? In the actual Fury, yeah.
Because that's like the main plot, is getting the wives away, and that's how it ends, is her loading them onto the truck. But yeah, anyway, your thing. What? Talk to me.
I mean, you kind of stepped on it a little bit, but one of my main things was the pacing was odd. Like, it just kept jumping up and down and everywhere. And then there was parts where like we just teleported. You had like, I don't know how she came out of there was the war, and then she kind of just got in the car and then rode exactly where he is.
Yeah.
How did she know where he was?
This actually happened like twice.
It happened loads.
Because in the opening where her mum gets captured, and she's like really far away.
Yeah.
And then she got off the bike, and then the mum's already strung up.
Yeah.
And it's like what was that, 10 minutes? Like Jesus. But yeah, that happened a few times. There's just like a little bit of teleportation going on. And
it just felt it was very anticlimactic after like how much we want to get. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I would have got rid of some of those scenes, and I don't know why we had to skip over the big war.
Yeah, no.
I don't know why we skipped that. We saw that in like 30 seconds, and then suddenly we just get this little of her just riding through it and going to like 5 people.
I thought the way they were setting up the war, because they're like, oh, there's going to be a 40-day war. And I was like, oh, cool. Are we going to end the movie here? And then have like the next movie be set over, like, I don't know if this was a thing. And then it just kind of like had like a
summary.
Had a little PowerPoint presentation of like people getting killed, and then we see the end of the war. Very Game of Thrones, the war.
I know. And the whole thing of their point is to their actions. So yes, surely it should have started at the war. It could have just. We could have skipped over some of the backstory, which we didn't need all of that. Didn't talk anyway.
That's the thing. This is an action movie, really. Yeah. That's what it does best. And you skipped over a war.
That massive sequence that you want to talk about, although that was great, they could have done that in the war. That didn't need to be on that specific thing, because that felt a bit point. I don't know what those guys were even doing anyway. It just felt like, let's just nick it anyway.
Yeah. Also, like, there's like, so that sequence, she's on the container that's from Fury Road that she helped build. And she's like ready to escape. She's got the bike underneath, and then it gets ambushed by like Chris Hemsworth's traitors.
Yeah.
And it's just this cool like 15 minutes. It's one of those amazing action sequences that when it finishes, you almost feel breathless.
Yeah.
You're like, whoo, because it just does not stop. And it does so well. You've got they had like cool little paragliders.
The paragliders were great.
There was a guy on a flying bike. He had like a balloon. Like it was awesome. I don't think there's going to be a better action sequences like this year. That's the one. But then you've got this storyline thing where like
there was no. I don't know why they wanted that so badly. They just kind of was riding.
My biggest issue is they had the people split from Chris Hemsworth's gang, but we didn't really get to see that. No. That's quite an interesting plot hook. We saw a bit of it when it's like, oh, I don't take orders from you. I take orders from Mr. Hornman over there. That's it. And like that was kind of it. What caused it? Why did this happen? Where's the politics? Let's see some character dynamics, right?
Yeah, we when I don't know why the other guy really wanted the girl, but obviously when they swapped the girl over, we then didn't see Chris. Like that was like 5 years. We didn't. I feel like it skipped loads without seeing him.
Yeah, and I think that was it's simultaneously. Because they're skipping around too much, I feel like you can't really get hooked or know the characters. And again, I think it's like hoping you liked Furiosa from... I don't think you're going to watch this movie and be like, Furiosa, she's a great character. I feel like there's enough of that in Fury Road. But no, but she's more badass in Fury Road. I can't remember Fury Road. She's really cool in it. Die? No, she don't die. Oh, okay. I don't think she dies. Spoilers for Fury Road, she might die.
I'm pretty sure she survives. Does he survive?
Yeah, he drives off. They kind of like go their separate ways. This is definitely not an objective critique. I felt like Fury Road had more charm. And I don't know how to quantify this. And maybe it's because, obviously, it was unique, I guess, even for a Mad Max film. Like, it kind of had a whole new, like, cast. It had a whole new thing going for it. It just did its own thing. And this doesn't. But I'm thinking about all the weirdos in Fury Road. And most of those weirdos you just see in this movie. There aren't really new weirdos, you know? Do you remember Fury Road, like the best character? The guy who's riding in front of a truck playing a flaming guitar. They actually have in the PowerPoint presentation. He's there. You don't get to see him. Where's stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, it does feel like it's dialed back a bit.
Yeah, and I think I was just like... This middle section. We have the opening where it's like... She basically gets to the Citadel and then she builds the truck. And then we have that cool action sequence. And then the film almost tries to make us... They do a weird thing where the guy who's riding he's the driver, is kind of just doing what Mad Max did in Fury Road. And then, like, we're supposed to these two start to care for each other. We don't actually get to see that. We're kind of told it, which is never good for a film.
You can kind of tell they do care a little bit.
Yeah, but like we don't really know where that bonding came from. You know, we don't. There's no like moments where they're kind of alone and get to express that really.
But they're alone a lot in the truck, but obviously she doesn't talk. So
yeah, like there's not anything there, and I don't know. I didn't buy it, and then
I think it's because he's like the only person who's like trusted her and said he would take her under a wing. But we didn't even see him train her.
No.
Could have probably been cool to see.
But the only reason he existed is because we needed more reason to hate Chris Hemsworth's character. Because obviously, where she was left off, there wasn't really enough reason to hunt him down. He hasn't really done much. But then killing like her boyfriend is like revenge. But it's, again, because that fell flat for me, this whole kill Chris Hemsworth plot, revenge plot thing.
Okay, you call him Chris Hemsworth because you.
I don't know his character's name. I don't really know Furiosa's name because she was in Fury Road, and that's the name of the movie.
Denishes or something, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, Dementus.
That's it.
Yeah, Dementus, the red, the black.
Yeah, that's him.
We're supposed to not
He did kill his mum.
And that, yeah, but like...
She looked like she kind of wanted revenge before the boyfriend, but she was kind of happy to just go home, and then the boyfriend just kind of tipped over the edge.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they just decided to, like, raid that. I don't know why they did that to the truck. They were doing the supply and they thought, let's just push this down here.
It's because they're raiders, right? Do they need a reason? It's got goods.
And then she learned how to be as good as her mum at sniper from somewhere.
Maybe she always knew. So it runs with the blood.
Like, her
You're that badass lady's daughter. But I think every chapter should have had like a big action sequence.
I also hate when they go to black and say chapter 1. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
It takes the wind out of my... It just feels like it's trying to be fancy, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's just like you're... Do it in a more... I don't know, do it in a better way than that. You can show that time's passed. You can do other cool stuff than that.
Did you like when Last Duel did it?
Not really. But that felt kind of like...
You needed it in Last Duel because it tells you you're about to go back on yourself.
Yeah.
In this, it's just like, yeah. I'm not too bothered by it. I didn't help the feel of the film. I just think it wasn't a really crazy action movie, and it wasn't like an emotional set piece, and there wasn't like characters or story to hang on to. So what is it? It was fun until about halfway through, and then I maybe started to get a little bit bored. Not too much, but
What was the chasing car, by the way? Always 20 times faster than the other car.
Chasing car.
When she was in the car at the end chasing them, she was like 40 times quicker than them. When he was when
that was like a really souped up cool car.
Yeah, but then when they were getting away from her and her boyfriend, they had like a freaking 5-10 minute head start on them guys, and they caught them up in seconds.
Well, they were in a big slow truck. Or a slower
Like I said,
car.
the chasing person seems to always have the faster vehicle.
To be fair, they pointed it out in the intro where it's like, oh no, she's got the Thunder bike. And it's like, cool, fast bike. At least they pointed that out. They did try with the vehicles. But this is just like, what I want, and this isn't Mad Max, but what I want now after watching this is just something like Sons of Anarchy, but in the apocalypse. Just apocalypse bikers.
What? I mean, why did they even chase after those two people in the car that much?
Because they existed. That's the thing. I'm okay with it if this is about to make a crazy action sequence, but it kind of didn't. The chase just kind of stopped, and then they
couldn't really do a chase because they were in a shit vehicle.
Yeah.
What you wanted, really, what they should have done was, I thought when he went down, I thought he was going to reverse through the gate. I feel like they should have done that.
Yeah.
But because they smashed it down with a monster truck anyway, so you might as well have just had him chat, and they could have actually had a really cool action scene there.
So I have a question about making her go in a different car.
Oh, I was meant to bring that up as well.
Or I just remembered it. Was this a plan to help her escape?
That's what I thought, and then she just followed, and then I thought, oh, it's a plan so she would be the other side of the gate.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the problem with not having, like, characters, is that I don't know whether this was just to put her out of danger, to make sure she has the choice to go back or leave, or if the guy intentionally said, listen, I don't want you riding up front, because I need to make sure that you can escape. But then that means he knew it was going to be an ambush, and then that whole thinking falls apart. I
honestly think it's just they
needed her to make the choice.
Yeah, because at first I thought, okay, this is her escape route.
Yeah,
and then it wasn't, and then I was meant to bring that up.
Yeah, so it's just the films are full of stuff like that where I can't tell whether I'm missing like a character beat or if I'm just not meant to think about it, like apes climbing through a window.
She gets saved a lot as well.
Yeah. But then
the maggots on the arm wasn't a nice look.
That was gross. She gets her arm. I mean, she's pretty badass that she basically rips her arm off to get to freedom. I actually forgot that she was meant to have a robot arm.
Yes, so did I.
Until she got it crushed out the window, and I was like, oh yeah, robot arm. Again,
she handles pain very well.
Well, you kind of have to, don't you? I definitely should have watched Fury Road before this. But that's what I mean about, I'm not sure, like, I feel like I'm missing something. They did the weird bit where when the film ended during the credits, they showed you the rest of her story through Fury Road. Like her returning home and realising that it's been, well, deserted, I guess.
Oh, does she go home?
I think so. She goes because they get to a point where it's like the remains of like her clan, and then she's like really upset because it's just desert. Which makes sense why she's so sad, because it used to be green, I guess. At least that's what I remember. I could be wrong. Again, it's been a while.
Yeah, we're sorry. We probably should have watched that film.
But not relevant to this film. So
I was expecting the last. I thought it'd be like I said. I thought we were going to go to the war.
That would have been a good place to end it.
I don't know why we didn't. I don't know why we didn't.
Yeah, but a big war, because that involved Dementus. Like you could have just ended it on the war, and had this big cool like 20-minute action sequence. Call it there, but they decided to skip over it. It felt very cheap.
You didn't see any size tactics. I don't even, because he said let's pretend we're going there, and then they obviously didn't. What did they do? Did they just meet them on the open battlefield? I thought they were going to wait until they came to the Citadel. And then
No, we didn't see it. I guess they cut them off. I don't know.
That doesn't make sense. That's not a good plan.
I know.
Like, surely just you did it once where they came and it messed up. Why would you then change tactic and be like, let's meet them there?
That's why we didn't see it.
We just that was a really odd decision when we just had a 30-second comic book look over.
Yeah. I have all the time in the world for the War Boys. Even though I kind of wished it was less connected to Fury Road, they're insane.
You are right about we didn't get any really crazy people.
No, I like the one, when she's got the stick of dynamite and he snatches it off her, throws it, and then does a backflip into the car, and then just explodes with it,
and then puts the car on top of the cover vehicle, which actually messed up more with his plan.
He wanted to go to Valhalla, all right, Zach. Those characters are insane, and I love them, but I kind of wish we just had separate factions. And if it was like, I don't know. I feel like it needs to be less connected to Fury Road, but that's kind of just my stance. And maybe half an hour shorter, unless you just had half an hour more of action. If your score come down.
Nah, I took it down. I was 6 to 7.
I honestly, it's a 5 for me without the raid on the container, on the oil rig, the oil, whatever you call it, the transport. Because that was cool. That was the whole movie. But again, Fury Road was basically that for like 2 hours.
Yeah. I was expecting basically the same. I was expecting Fury Road again, but just, with 10 years more experience of doing things a little bit better. But
yeah, no. It's kind of... They tried something different, but I don't know.
And you had like lorries flipping over and explode. Like, Fury Road was like insane.
Honestly, you've brought thinking about this with the wonky VFX that I saw and some of the pacing issues and just how more pulled back this is. This kind of feels like when you get a sequel to a movie where the budget's been slashed. Like a Disney sequel.
It's been
like The Lion King 2, where it's like, it's a lot cheaper. That's how this feels.
It's been a lot on it.
Yeah. That's not good. But that's how it feels.
Well, most sequels are worse than the first one. That's common.
Yeah, but a lot of the time they feel bigger and more grandiose.
Well, they tried to go bigger. That's what was surprising.
But this one doesn't feel
it doesn't
big.
try.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it tries to go bigger. Chris Hemsworth, his character is a bit crazy.
Yeah, but we need more of him.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see... He kind of has the thing, and then he loses control of the people, and there's like a revolt, and we don't see any of it. We're just told about it. And I understand why. I guess they wanted to keep the perspective for Furiosa, because we never cut away from her.
No.
We never get a single scene without her pushing it.
That's probably a mistake, though. That's probably why they skipped over the war.
Well, yeah, I guess he wasn't part of the war.
Because she weren't part of the first bit.
But you could have made her part of it.
Yeah.
You could have written her to do that. And I respect that, trying to make it from her perspective. But yeah, I feel like having a more view of the world would be better. You know my test of, do I want to see this film again?
Yeah.
I don't think I do. I don't want... If someone was like, should we watch it again? I think I'd be like, no, I'd rather not, actually. And not for like...
See, it's weird that I don't think I want to watch that again, but I kind of want to watch Fury Road.
I do a little bit.
So, like, just to, like... Yeah. I don't know what that means.
I think it means you're missing half the story and you want to, like, piece it up. And then you'll watch Fury Road and probably be very disappointed.
I still wouldn't say I was too disappointed in it. I'm still glad I watched it.
Yeah. Just for the action sequence.
Yeah, it just should have been longer.
Best 15 minutes of my life.
Are you ready?
So you have written a bad synopsis
Yeah.
for a movie, TV show, game, something.
Yeah.
And I've got 5 guesses to figure it out. Now, last time Zach got this on the first guess. So the heat is on.
Let's see if you can get it on the first guess.
I'm ready.
Yeah. It's just... A group of friends go on a hike to save the world.
I think I've got it.
Yeah?
I think I've got it. A group of friends go on a hike to save the world. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah!
I thought I was just like, when it got to, I was like, I quite like that.
That's good. That's good.
At first, I had a group of friends go on a free film hike to save the world. I was like,
Oh, that would have been way too obvious.
yeah. I was like, I nearly used something up in the air.
Well, I almost had like Stranger Things in my head immediately, and then I kind of like worked it backwards a bit. And I thought, that is just definitely it. Go on a hike to save the world.
That's going to hate me for that comment.
Why? That is the movie. That is the 3 movies. No one's going to disagree. It's a travel advert for New Zealand. So, what we've learned, the synopsis game may not be as hard.
Apparently not.
As we once thought.
Maybe we need to make it hard. Maybe we next time we've got to actually increase the difficulty.
I think yours was quite easy. The law-abiding citizen one, I think 9 out of 10 people would get that one.
Yeah.
I do not think 9 out of 10 people. I think
that's only because
I think you smashed it.
That's only because not everyone has watched that movie. If you haven't watched Law-Abiding Citizen, that is actually a good film. You should probably watch that.
It is better than Furiosa.
But obviously, Lord of the Rings is quite mainstream, so like,
Yeah, I guess.
to us, Order by a Citizen, I feel like that was quite easy.
I suppose.
So like,
I don't know if I'm wondering if I'd get it.
you
if you
would
say it to me
from the phone.
Mm.
I would say, is there any recommendations? But I feel like neither of us have actually watched the first recommendations on the last one we've done. So
No.
we've got the same ones.
I have not watched any Baby Reindeers.
Well, for the
And you called Andor a really weird name earlier.
no, I didn't. You had no proof.
I don't have proof. I can't remember what we called it.
So next one we'll be talking about one or both of those.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I think one's good because then otherwise that would be a weird thing. But then I'm really excited to hear your thoughts.
I don't think there's too much to talk about Baby Reindeer.
Is it not?
Not. I mean, it's just. I
You
feel
can
like.
break down a whole season.
Yeah, I guess we could.
Yeah,
I mean, the problem is a lot. The whole world's more or less watched it already. So like.
that's true. I mean, we'll do it in one episode then. Yeah, well, you can talk about. I'll talk about Baby Reindeer. You can talk about Andor,
Yeah.
and we'll see. And that'll be interesting. And then no more movies are going to come out this year. We can. Well, I'm quite interested when Deadpool comes out. I do think that's a good idea to have our friends of the show, Josh and Cass, talk with you about Deadpool.
Because you can't do it.
Because I'm not watching it. No. Well, that wouldn't be helpful. I don't like Marvel movies or X-Men or Deadpool. So like me watching it, I'm just gonna have nothing but cynicism, you know. Whereas actually, you're kind of like middle of the road where you can enjoy it, but it's not your cup of tea. Cass is like, he's a big comic nerd, so sometimes it doesn't line up to his vision of what he wants, and then Josh just kind of likes everything. So that's a nice round table.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
When is that? July?
I believe so.
Okay, we'll sort that out. We got a few more weeks until then.
Yeah.
Alright, next week, maybe, it's going to have to be,
Yeah.
Baby Reindeers versus Andor, Fight for the Republic.
I can't wait to see that fun now.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, follow,
Comment.
do whatever. I keep saying watching. This is in audio form as well.
Yeah.
Perhaps you're listening.
If you thought that Lord of the Rings one was too easy, let us know.
Yeah, give us some suggestions.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we both might read the suggestions, but
There's a chance one of us will read it and the other one tell the other one not to.
That's the case. If one of us spots it, don't read it. Anyway, we'll be back next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. What do you call a baby reindeer?
Baby reindeer.
What do you call a baby reindeer?
A goat.